Hold on.
Oh.
Microphone's running. Okay, go ahead.
We're good. Great. So we're back from executive session. We'll resume the meeting. There was one decision that was made.
There was no action taken in executive
There
session.
was no action.
And there's, I would ask the committee to consider the resolution that's in your packages, which is the appropriation of $50,000 to reimburse the settlement, tender the insurance deductible for the Dennis versus the County of Warren matter to the insurance carrier Nymir.
Motion to approve. Or I should say motion to bring it to the floor. Edna and Deb, thank you. Any questions, comments? Michael Swan.
Yes, I was just wondering if we could, and I guess this is kind of directed for Frank also, if it would be better to take this out of contingency than the surplus.
I guess I would hesitate on doing that.
Okay, all right. That's fine. I just, because I think one way or the other, but
Any other questions? Call the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion is carried. Moving on to the next one.
And the second I would ask the committee to consider a motion regarding the national opioid settlement agreements that are proposed for CVS Health Corporation, CVS Pharmacy, Inc., Walgreen Company, and Walmart, Inc. For the county to approve participation and acceptance of the terms, authorizing the county to accept receipt of all future payments under those settlement agreements, and authorizing the chair of the Board of Supervisors, county attorney, and our outside legal counsel to execute each settlement agreement and any other documents necessary to opt in and participate in those national proposed settlement agreements.
Motion to bring that to the floor. Ben and Deb, thank you very much. Any questions, comments, discussion? Seeing none, call the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that passes.
That concludes my report. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Item 4, clerk of the board, Amanda.
This is just a request to amend the county budget for 2023 to carry over the ARPA funds that were put in the budget under my department for 2022. We need to transfer those over to 2023 to make the payments that the board has already authorized.
Need a motion? That's from Frank and Edna. Any questions, comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. And that's all from Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. Supervisor Driscoll, Human Services Committee. Can you help with that?
Yeah, this is a request to reappoint Kristen Hanchett as Commissioner of the Department of Social Services for a 5-year term commencing March 20th, 2023. This is something that all departments of social services are notified maybe 6 months in advance by the New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance that their terms are coming up, and they should get in touch with their local county governments to exercise this agreement. So it's standard. As I understand it, it's the only director position here at the county that has that type of requirement. But it's social services, state social services law. So unless our county attorney has anything else to add to that, it's basically an annual or a 5-year process, housekeeping.
Yeah, this was unanimously approved by the committee, if I'm not mistaken. So any questions or comments, or do we have to bring this to the floor?
I would only say that it's not housekeeping, it's an appointment for
Okay, yeah.
it's 5-year term, and it is by statute.
Yeah, by
And,
statute, it's important we do that, or else the state would be questioning his longevity.
Moved by Supervisor Thomas, second by Supervisor Frazier. Any questions, comments? Seeing none. Oh,
I'd just like to make a comment. I was here when we hired Chris for that position, and I've worked with him over the past 5 years, and I really think he has done a wonderful job for Warren County, and I want to make sure that we let him know that we're pleased with this, sir.
great. Thank you. Any other questions, comments? Call the question. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. And that's it for item 6. Item 7, Wayne Lamont. Request to appoint Ray Lamont for post-retirement as the Director of Planning and Community Development effective February 6th. And to continue through the duration of Countryside Project. So can I have a motion? Deb, Edna, thank you. Any questions, comments? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed.
Opposed. One opposed. Yes,
Just know that that's gonna go to the February 3rd.
I'm sorry. I missed that.
Yep.
And this will go to the February 3rd board meeting. Just from the timing standpoint, because it is coming into effect February 6th. So that is passed. So moving forward, personnel. Catch up here for a second. Item 5 is personnel higher education. That's this committee. Help me out here.
Those are just pending items,
Oh, these are pending?
pending items and referral items. Other ones that are there.
Okay, pending and referral items. So we've heard about SUNY Adirondack. Number 4 on the list is, if I'm not mistaken, the financial plan and the contribution for the county that we've talked about before. I'm skipping ahead. Supervisor that's chairing the finance committee and we've agreed to have a joint discussion about these sometime next month. So workforce violence policy. County attorney was asked to provide an update in Redline. Have we discussed that, Larry?
No, and we continue not to discuss it. It's going to be a substantial undertaking by me to make a proposed policy to fix some of the processes that we identified when we updated it regarding review of a supervisor claim. So if the committee keeps it there or removes it, I would recommend we remove it. It's on my to-do list, but it's nowhere near the top right now. And it's not foreseeable that I'm going to get to it in the next 30 or 60 days.
So privilege of the committee. Leave it on, take it off. I think we're going to leave it on for now, even though the suggestion was to take it off. We'll leave it on. We'll look for an update in, I think, 3 months, 2 months.
I think 2 months is a good
Right.
time period.
We update it 2 months from now. Guideline to develop our guidelines for department heads when dismissing an employee. So I'm not sure where the committee has stood on that. Do we have any thoughts and comments? And I see Jackie in the back. Jackie, is there been any movement along those lines? This lines?
There has not been, because there are so many factors to be considered that I think the guideline to department heads is to talk to HR personnel and the county attorney before you would ever do that. So there's so many different factors, so I think we're reluctant to put some kind of step-by-step process because there's so many factors.
So what's the privilege of the committee? Should we leave this on the list, Frank?
I would say take it off.
Take it off? Nodding some heads. Any objections? This one will come off, and this is basically to have any department's heads review with HR and legal and our administrator before they take action. Item 3, remote work policy. Has any updates been made to this policy? Are there any updates planned? Tammy?
I can speak to this. So we've gathered the input from the department heads. We did get a policy from Washington County. Your policy is a one-line policy that says remote work is allowed. It's up to the discretion of the department head. That is their policy. So we've also reached out to Saratoga County to see if they have a policy. They presented it at NIPAC meeting. I was hopeful that we could get their policy to kind of take a look at the changes. So with the county administrator's approval, we'll work on possibly presenting the next month.
I could have the Washington County policy to the board in about 5 minutes. But I understand that may not be the tongue in cheek. That may not be the best way for Warren County to move forward. Yeah, whatever the committee wants to do with that, we'll work on it. The next 30 days are going to be tight for me due to some other matters.
So 30 days, maybe 60 days, most likely. Okay, we'll move that out 2 months also. Civil service, no items this much. HR, no items. Position authorized for filling by the standing committee since last meeting. I'm not sure what
That's just an FYI.
this is just an FYI for everyone on the committee. Any questions from the committee on these? Seeing none. Privilege of the floor, public comment. And
Thank you, Chairman. Could I just ask Amanda or Jackie to remind the board that we have some deadlines coming up very soon for completion of mandatory trainings as well as submission of mandatory forms. Yeah,
We've been trying to keep up on those as they come in that you're talking about, like ethics training.
yeah, that's due by, was it 31st? And then also the disclosure forms are also due by the 31st.
Yeah, please, if you're a supervisor, make sure you hit that 31st date. Otherwise, your name's going to be on the naughty list. Thank you.
any other questions, comments from the public? Nothing seen. So motion to adjourn. Edna, Deb, thank you very much. We are adjourned.